Hello and welcome back to another video, and today, as you'll have seen by the title and thumbnail, we're here for another mod work in progress showcase. I do apologise for the big gap between videos and between this showcase and the last one, and also I said in that video it'd be a couple of weeks till the mods come out. It's probably been a good month almost now and it's still not finished. I've just not had the time. I've been working as much as I can on it. It's been taking me so long, but Moto2 is finally complete, so today that's what I'm going to be showing you guys. I am going to try and start getting back to some regular videos as well, but I just got to try and finish this mod off first and might have a little break for Christmas, and then I should, hopefully in the new year, maybe come back with some more videos, because I know I've not been uploading basically at all the last few weeks, so I do apologise for that. But let's get straight into this then. So, of course, we've got the whole lineup updated, so we've got Augusto Fernandez on the IO Moto2 bikes, if we have a look here. I haven't actually updated his visor, I've just realised that I need to take the Mark VDS logo off it. But aside from that, you can see obviously he's got the right leather set. He's got the bike with the number 37 on the front, since he's the rider that's kept the 37. Of course, both him and Acosta use number 37, or at least Acosta used 37 this year, but Pedro hasn't kept that for the next season. As you can see, he's actually changed to number 51, if we go and have a look at him. There you go, that's the number 51 on the front of the bike. Everything else is effectively the same with him. I've still got the 37 on the back of his helmet, and that probably is that's just the helmet he used in this game. I'll probably just keep it like that. In fact, he'll probably start the number 37 on the back, because I suppose at heart that's still his number. He's just changed to 51 because 37 is unavailable. So next then, we've got the Sky VR46 team, and, well, actually VR46 Racing Team, as it's called, because that was what was on the entry list. Vietti, of course, staying with that team, but Niccolo Antonelli finally moving up into Moto2. It's been a long time coming, and he's actually using the number 28, because 23 is taken by Marcel Schrotter. So there you go, just the familiar sort of 23 just merged into a 28. When the mod is out as well, it will say NA28 on his leathers instead of NA23. I just haven't actually put that in the game, but I've made the texture for it already. I just actually forgot to add it. There you go, then that's Sky VR46. Moving on to Mark VDS, of course we've got Sam Lowe staying for a third season that team, but alongside him Tony Arbolino replacing Augusto Fernandez. Now I know that's not the font he was using in pre-season testing, that's his font from last year, but honestly I'm so behind as it is, I haven't really got the time to go through and make new fonts for riders. The only time I've made them a new font is if they've actually changed their number, because of course I've got to make a whole new number for them anyway. I'll probably update it in an update. Once the mod is released, I'll probably change it to be the correct number 14 font, but for now, it's still the 14 from the previous season, and it still looks okay. The leathers, of course, are okay, still day and easy, so yeah, the number is a little bit outdated, but not a massive amount I can do about that. So moving on to the next pretty big change then, so we've got the Aspar team, we've got Albert Arena staying in that team, and Jake Dixon actually returning to the team after, of course, he started in Moto2 with that team before moving to Petronas. But they are in fact changing to Kalex brand, Gas branded Kalexes for the next season, I believe. I know they definitely go with a Gas bike, and I think it is pretty much confirmed that they're using Kalexes as well. So at the minute, the bike livery is pretty plain, just says Gas along the side. I will make a full livery for this, but once again, I'm just so behind I don't have the time to make a full Gas livery before release. But the leathers are updated. You can see they're pretty much the same as the Moto3 ones. So we've got the Spiddy leathers here for Albert Arenas. Of course, the number colour is changed for him as well. It's not red anymore, it's white, because that was what was seen in the last round of the season, where they were using a Gas livery on the speed up. Moving on to his teammate Jake Dixon. He actually has a black number 96, because again, that was seen in sort of a presentation they did for the Gas team for next year, so that's why I've changed that. And then again, you can see, well, the leathers are literally the same as the Moto3 here, because it's just Alpine stars, so just reuse those ones and remove the Moto3 logo. So that's the Gas team. Moving on to the Grassini team now. So we've got Alessandro Zaccone moving from their... Actually, it's not their Moto E team, is it? It's from Pramac. I was thinking he was in their team already, but I think he'd previously been in the Grassini team and perhaps moved to Pramac. But now he's returned to the Grassini fold in Moto2, keeping the number 61 he used in Moto E. He's changed brand to Revit, so that's why he's got Revit on. I've not just reused Salach's suit. He actually has changed brand according to the testing, so that was helpful, because I'd already made one for Salach. And then he's got his Scorpion helmet, of course. But yeah, not looking too bad. The Revit actually goes pretty well with the Grassini Federal Oil livery, I think. And then, of course, speaking of Revit, on to Philip Salach. Again, the exact same suits, aside from the name and the gloves being different, because well, it's the same brand of suit. I'm not going to make it twice. It would be a little bit weird, wouldn't it? And then we got the number 12 on the front. It does look a little bit awkward, I think, but it's quite hard because it's so wide to fit it in correctly. So yeah, it perhaps does look a little bit awkward, but that's the best you can do with the number that is that wide. So the next up's Honda Team Asia, which I think is basically the only team without changes in this category. So this category has had a major shake-up. Basically every team has changed except Honda Team Asia, which is why it's taken me so long. But of course in speed up we've got Fermin Aldeguer. You know, I'll only quickly show this because of course this is already in Project 21 because he did a lot of the season for this team in 2021. Alongside Romano Fenati making his second step up to the Moto2 class. Hopefully for Romano this will be more successful and will not result in grabbing someone's brake going down the straight. But he's actually returned to his famous number 5. It's been absent for a few years, mainly because of Yama Masia, of course, in Moto3. Then also I think Locatelli in Moto2 at the time was using number 5. So we've not seen the number 5 since 2017 for Fenati, but it has returned. You can see even on the leathers I've changed it to 5 Romano as well. But yeah, I think he actually suits these quite well. I think the Alpine Stars suit for the speed up does look a little bit strange, but that's just the default one used by Milestone. So moving on to Intact GP now then. So we've got Marcel Schrotter and the fabulous Jeremy Alcoba, as is his nickname on the suit for some reason, a bit like the fabulous Hudson Hornet. I'm guessing that's where it's from, but it seems like a very random nickname. But if we go on to him then, once again, another Revit suit. There's a lot of Revit suits. You will notice there's quite a few. Obviously, we already had Augusto Fernandez with it as well, so I've had to make the Revit suit a few times. So I've become quite acquainted with the mapping for that one. There you can see the number 52 on the front. Actually fits with the bike quite well, I think. I think it actually goes quite well. Some fonts and colours and stuff always go together pretty nice, and I think that's one of them. Actually, I was slightly wrong. It's not just Honda Team Asia that haven't changed. It is also Italtrans. But, you know, out of a big class like this, only 2 teams not changing is still quite big. But moving on to American racing now then. So we've got Cameron Beaubier, and alongside him, Sean Dillon Kelly, moving over from the States to Grand Prix racing. So he's going to be using the number 4 next year, because I think he uses 40 in Moto America, but he can't use that over here, because of course that's taken by Aaron Canet, who we'll get onto later on. But yeah, you can see generic suits, that will get updated as well in an update, but that is basically a time-saving measure. Instead of having to make custom suits for new riders from now on until the release, I'm just going to be making them these generic ones, like Milestone has done in the past, just to get the mod out quicker, and then I will actually go through and update the correct suits branding, but it just, for now, I need to get it out as quick as possible, so just for now, just using the generic ones. But on to the Pertamina Mandalika SAG team. So we've got Bo Benschneider staying there for another season alongside Gabby Rodrigo moving up from Moto3. And now that is going to be interesting because the throttle control is not the best. But yeah, it's actually the Dainese suit for this team actually looks quite nice, I think. Some of them are a little bit dodgy, but I think this one actually goes pretty well. And the number, returning it to blue, of course, instead of red, how it was previously back in 2020. So moving on to the Pons team, our all-new lineup here. So we've got Aaron Canet. It's actually going to be quite an interesting season for Pons. Probably the best lineup they've had since Alex Rins was on the bike. I think it was Rins and who was his teammate at the time? Might have been Edgar Pons, so yeah, maybe not the best lineup. But Rins, obviously, probably the last really top-flight rider they had on it. And now they've got Canet and Navarro, who should be a decent pairing. It'd be nice to see what those guys can do on Calixes after being on Boscoscuros for a couple of seasons. There we go, we've got the Spiddy leathers once again coming out. And the number 40 for Canet. Usually one of these riders uses 40, and this time it is Canet. So moving on to Navarro then, he keeps his number 9 because of that. And he's got Macna leathers, which is obviously the same as Stefano Manzi used, so that was actually quite a nice suit to make because I didn't really have to do a lot, just remove the logos off, remove the Skyvr 46 and the Manzi logos, and that was about it, so always nice that one. So up next then is MV Agusta. Simone Corsi staying for an absolutely unprecedented amount of time in Moto2. Look, you can see 302 races there, that's absolutely unbelievable. But there we go then. His teammate is going to be Marcos Ramirez this season. It's Baldassarre who's not stayed, and I suppose that Valencia round kind of showed why, because obviously Simone was absolutely flying at that round this season. You can see the number 42. Again, it's a little bit wider than the other numbers, so it kind of looks a little bit awkward there, but it is silver. And we've got the Macna leathers as well instead of the Revit. I'm assuming it's keeping Machna. It looked like he did in testing at least anyway, so it doesn't seem to be mandatory to use Revit like I thought it was in the past. So yeah, seems like they'll let you get away with sort of your personal suit brand if you'd like in this team. Next up then is RW Racing GP. Now, you can see by the renders in the menu, the NTS logos are gone, and the chassis is still the NTS chassis. This is going to get updated, by the way. I'm going to change it to a Calyx. But again, I just do not have the time to make a whole new Calyx livery while I'm just trying to get it out as quick as possible. So, again, this will get updated in a future update, so by the time the season starts, everything should be 100% correct. But I just want to, get the mod out. Barry Baltus using number 7 this year instead of number 70, because of course Baldassari is gone, as previously mentioned. There you go, that is the not NTS bike. It's pretend it's a Calyx. They look pretty similar anyway, to be honest. Obviously it's inspired by the Calyx. And then I didn't even say Zonta's name, but Zonta van der Gerberg. If you are watching, by the way, Zonta, this is you in the mod. I know he's watched some of my videos in the past, so if he is watching this one, there you go. This is you. On the not NTS Calyx. And then finally, we've got a completely brand new team here. Obviously, buying out the old Petronas grid slots, it is the Master Camp Yamaha VR46 team. So another Rossi team on the grid. So lots and lots of Rossi teams. That's obviously 2 in this class alone. And in that team, we've got Ken Minth Kubo and obviously the very, very fast Manu Gonzalez. He's been very impressive in World Supersport this season. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on a Moto2 bike. Of course, he did a couple stand-in rides this season, but a full season, we'll see how he gets on. And obviously Kemnith, he did the one wildcard at Catalunya and has been in the CEV Moto2 Championship, so he should, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on a Triumph for an entire season. But if we quickly look at these, again, you can see we've got the generic leathers and the bike. Again, I will create the livery fully, although to be honest, it's not far off being this anyway, so probably not a lot more to do. But yeah, you can see looking very plain, but again, I just haven't got the time to completely redesign, make a new livery for them when I'm trying to get the mod out. Otherwise, the new game will probably be out before I finished it if I try and make it absolutely perfect. But it looks okay. And then on to Manu Gonzalez. You can see he's got his number 18, which I think is from when he was on the MV Agusta bike. I think that's where the colours come from, at least. And again, like I said previously, of course I'm going to update the livery, but the suit brands will be corrected as well. Boots and helmets are actually correct for everybody anyway. It's just the suits are not. Obviously, there is a... I think is it Mythos that Kubo uses, and Spiddy, as you can see here with Gonzalez. So that's obviously all the riders done. If we could quickly go across the teams, you can see they're all the same. You can see I've actually done the renders in the menu for them, so you can see there is the Gas render, although that's just the one that's used by the game anyway. The Moto3 one's edited it to remove the Moto3 logo. All this stuff is pretty normal. It's just really at the bottom where we've got obviously the Yamaha Master Camp team. Probably need to edit this to remove the NTS logos off of it as well. I actually didn't realise I hadn't already done that, so that might be something to do before release. But again, it's something that I could very easily forget. So if it is still got the NTS logos on this when it comes out, I do apologise. But at least the bike doesn't. The bike is a Calyx. Please pretend it is a Calyx. But that's an overview of all the riders. Hopefully that didn't take too long. I will just hop on and do a quick race with Pedro Acosta. So I'll see you down on the grid, and let's see how high up the order we can get. So down here on the grid, and it's actually surprised me how far the order Alcobra is. I thought he wouldn't really get up that high, so I might actually have to edit his performance stacks. I think I just left it as default. There is a bit of a shame how the LEDs on the Moto2 models are completely broken, so it just loads in the low resolution texture. But it's so close, it just kind of looks bad, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's just the game being broken. I might see if I can fix it sometime, but that's a little bit out of the scope for this video then. So we're starting 30th place, we've got 3 laps, so I can't imagine we're going to get too far through the order, but let's give it a go. Portimao as well, I haven't played it for a while, so I might be a bit all over the place. Let's see what we can do. Of course, there is no Gavin Emmett commentary for this section, because there isn't one for the Portimao. So in front of us, we've got Rodrigo then, and then I think it's Chantra on the row there. Is there a gap in the row in front? I don't know. I don't know whether the grid spots are a bit broken, but there we go. We've had a good start. We've got past Rodrigo. Go down to the first corner, going around the outside of Albert Arenas. Well, actually, I'm not. I thought I was going to break a bit later than that, to be honest. We've got one of the VR46 bikes. I think it's Kubo. Yeah, it is. Go up the inside. Oh, there's been a crash in the middle of the pack. Oh, quite a few riders down. Oh, I've hit a speed-up bike and managed to carry on going. Rodrigo's back in front of me. Oh, and now I'm down. Fantastic. Oh, and bike retrieval's on. So, yeah, I think we might restart that one. Right then, so attempt number 2 at this race. Waiting for the lights to go out. The lights out and away we go. Still says I've crashed on the left-hand side. That's always fantastic. We've got a decent start once again, though. Got past Rodrigo. Maybe I can break a bit later into turn 1 this time around. So that definitely did help. So here we go then, around the outside. I've gone on the... Well, I was going to say on the green, but it's not actually green out there, is it? We're on the outside of Barry Boltus, down towards the hairpin. Watch out for a potential crash here. Yeah, there has been another one. Now I've got away with it this time, I think. I followed through a Sky VR46 rider. Oh! Chantra had a collision with, I think that was Zonta. I think Zonta van der Gerberg, they're having a bit of contact with Chantra. So we're just in front of Zonta as we go down towards the Torre Vip, as that corner is called apparently. So we're back behind Rodrigo, behind Boltus, so we got both the RW racing bikes towards the back of the field. We tip it in here, we're closing it on the inside of Rodrigo and Boltus at the same time. That was a good move there. We've actually made it stick as well. There's a couple of others down. I think one of those might have been Salach, but around the outside of it's actually not Kenneth Kubo, it's Gonzalez. Now we're behind Niccolo Antonelli. Can we try and get him? Not quite, just sitting behind for now. The rear stepping out quite a bit here. Thought Gonzalez was going to come back up the inside. He thought about it. I think he would have done if I was a bit closer. I can see Kubo a little bit further up the road. I think he's just in front of Cambobier. Cambobier up the inside. Is he going to get it done? I think he has got it done. Yep. So Kubo's been shuffled back. But Kubo on the new Rossi team, beating the old Rossi team bike. But actually, no, he's back up the inside now of Cameron Bobier. So Bobier being a bit squeezed out there, and he's back down to 16th. But this is a battle for the points then. So let's see if Pedro can do a last of points challenge in well, a lap. I suppose half the field fell off in front of me, so that's probably why. But we've got a really good run. Bobier's lost another position, and he's now lost another one as well. Here we go. We're going to go flying past Antonelli and Kubo. I actually forgot how slow they are. Ranas got all the way up to 14th himself. But there we go, around the outside. I forgot how slow they are at that last corner, especially if you use Power 3. It's been such a long time since I've played Portimao. It's unbelievable. So we're up to 14th place now then. Next up is Simone Corsi. Then ahead of him is Dalla Porta. And then it looks like it's Jake Dixon up the road in front of them. Oh, contact with the red ass. I didn't expect him to come back up the inside there. That was my bad, I guess. And I've lost those positions I gained on that straight. So that's a shame. Here we go, around the outside. This is getting close. Got 2 Rossi bikes in front of us on the power. There we go. Still somehow battling with Rodrigo. We've been battling with him since the first corner virtually. We're back up the inside of Gabby Rodrigo once again. And now we've got Niccolo Antonelli right in front of us. We almost hit him at the back, and Rodrigo again comes back on the inside. Can I get on the power? No, Rodrigo's back to him again. So we're back down to 17th. Gabby Rodrigo back ahead of us. We're having a good old battle with Gabby actually, so it's not too bad. He's looking up the inside of Antonelli. Can he do it? We're on the power nice and early. Sliding the rear tyre on the curve. Well, Portimao is one of the best tracks in this game. It's probably, I think it's my favourite in this game, to be honest. Especially for battles with the AI, it's always good. I mean, even battles with players, it's just such a good track, Portimao. I don't know why they didn't go to this track earlier, but I'm so glad that they now put it permanently on the calendar because it definitely deserves to be here. It's such a good circuit. There's just so many lines through different sections. It's like kind of like Brno, but better than Brno, if that makes any sense. But there we go, then out the last corner we're going to get a hell of a run once again. So we should be able to fly past a few of these. Augusto Fernandez, Sam Lowe's does the fastest lap of the race. Here we go, flying past Antonelli. We're going to get Rodrigo and Kubo as well. We didn't actually quite do the fastest, in fact we're miles of the fastest, like 2 seconds off Sam Lowe's pace. But I suppose that's what happens when I ain't played the game for a while. So then, we're back behind Lorenzo Dalla Porta once again. Can we try and get past Lorenzo Dalla Porta? Then up next is Simone Corsi, and then I think it's Jake Dixon up the road. Well, it was Jake Dixon before, it probably isn't now, it's been a whole lap. So a lot could have changed. I've gone a bit wide, I surely should get a penalty for that. Yeah, well, a warning at least. So my first track limit's warning, but definitely not my first transgression off the circuit. They're obviously not, the track limits here not too strict. We're right on the back of Dalla Porta then. I'm 1.2 seconds quicker than my previous lap, so... Well, I know I went off the track a little bit, but I suppose the battling is why we were so far off the pace as well. We're right on the back of Dalla Porta now. Trying to go around the outside of him. If we can get the switch back here, though, because we've got enough of a gap now where we can do that kind of thing. There we go. Got the switch back on Dalla Porta. We should be able to sweep around the outside through this left-hander as well. Yes, we do. So we're up to 13th. We can probably get Corsi before the end of the lap. Because the line isn't in the right place, is it, on this game? It's actually right down the end of the straight. It's where the start line is. So if we get a good run out the last corner, we should get Corsi here. Although I've made a big mistake, which definitely doesn't help. There we go then. Corsi in 12th place. Can I try and set it up? I've got to be careful that Dalla Porta doesn't attack me because he's not too far behind. It's a shame there's not more laps because I would have liked to try and catch up to the back of that group in front. But honestly, pretty successful race, to be honest. We got the power nice and early. There we go. That was the line I used to take in career mode, wasn't it? Here we go then. We might just get Corsi on the run to the line. Or we might not quite get him, actually. Yeah, we're not going to get him. So it's actually going to be 13th place here. Almost got Corsi on the line, but just ran out of time. Well, I'll tell you what, definitely to change Alcoba's performance because he just won the race. I left it at the default because I didn't think Arbolino's AI was actually that good in this game, but seems like it's pretty good. So, yeah, might need to slow it down a tad. Canet in 2nd, Augusto Fernandez in 3rd, Sam Lowe's 4th, Tony Arbolino 5th, Iagora 6th, that probably seems about right. Finati doing pretty well there in 8th place, so might need to turn him down, same with Sean Dillon Kelly. I don't know what happened to Bobier. Bobier down 17th place. And obviously there was a lot of crashes at the start, so Schrotter was down, Salach down, and Vietti, and I'm guessing some of these other guys as well. Yeah, and then Navarro. So everyone Navarro down was a crash. So it was the last of the riders not to crash there, by the looks of it. But there you go then. That's a quick look at well, not a quick. That's probably been quite a long video, but that's a look at the Moto2 2022 mod. I hope you guys have enjoyed that one. I hope you enjoyed the little race at the end as well. And I'm sure you could tell I was enjoying myself. First time I've played the game properly with a commentary like that for a while, and I certainly did enjoy it. So hopefully you guys did as well. Hope you look forward to the mod coming out. I'm aiming to get it out before New Year now, but if it doesn't happen, I do apologise. But I've explained, you know, how long it takes to do all this stuff, and this is the best mod I've ever made, I think, in my opinion, in terms of how neat it is. So I think that's why it's taken a little bit longer, but yeah, hang in there. It is hopefully going to be soon. But like I said, I hope you did enjoy that one. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.